Hey everybody, it's Celeste Joan, and today I am going to be doing a author tag that was created by my friend Anne. I will link her video down in the description below, and it is the If You Weren't an Author tag. And it has 8 questions to it, just kind of asking like what our lives would be like if we weren't authors. So I just thought it'd be super fun and interesting to do, and I also really just needed a Wednesday video because it is currently Tuesday night and I don't have anything planned for tomorrow, so this is going to be tomorrow's video. So question number 1 is, what would be your creative outlet? And for me, I already have a lot of different creative outlets. I have crocheting, I have music, I used to be in theater, I do all of these different things. I'll pick up random hobbies now and then and just try something new because I always need to have something to do. But I feel like if I wasn't an author, if I didn't spend time writing, I would definitely spend a lot more time working on music and working on improving my crocheting, because I'm working on 2 big projects right now with crocheting and I just want to become better at that, learn more techniques, learn how to do different types of things. So I feel like music and crocheting would be the 2 things that I would really dive head into. Question number 2 is, would you still do YouTube, and what type of content would you make? And fun fact, I actually started YouTube before I jumped into AuthorTube, so I've made content before it became about my writing, so I would definitely still make content on YouTube. I used to do music content on my YouTube, which is now all privated, because no one wants to see 15-year-old Celeste butchering a song. No one wants to see that. So I would still definitely do music, and I would also do some life vlogs because I really have enjoyed documenting like my life and seeing how far I've grown. And I have some vlogs from high school when I was in the musicals and plays, and it's just really nice to be able to like look back on those and just remember how great it was. And I don't know, I just really enjoy documenting things. So even if you guys aren't seeing weekly vlogs every week right now because I really don't have anything writing related to say, I'm still vlogging for myself. I still have tons of videos of just me living my life. Question number 3 is, what would your dream job be? And so right now, like the absolute dream would to just be a full-time author and just do that. Like that is my dream right now. If that was not my dream, I still have my day job. I'm working a 9 to 5 doing computer sciencey stuff. So I have that to fall back on. I love that job as well. But my dream job would probably be like actress or music teacher. Again, something music related apparently is what I want to do, because I don't know. I really do enjoy music. I would love to be able to go back to school and study music, but school's expensive, so that's not gonna happen. Well, at least it won't happen anytime soon. Question number 4 is, would you still consume author content? And I would have to say for this question, if I was never a writer, probably not. If it was me like stopping writing, then I probably would, because there are a few indie authors whose content I love watching. I love following along on their journey, seeing them hit these huge milestones. It's just so heartwarming to watch that. Even if I wasn't writing personally, I would still love to watch writing vlogs and seeing everyone hit their goals. It's so exciting to see that happen for everyone. So I guess if I wasn't a writer, I mean, I don't think I would have found this community, but I also feel like I would still stumble upon it somehow as a reader. Question number 5 is, how many friends would you have not made? So short answer, a few. Long answer, I don't feel like I am like super well integrated into like different groups here on AuthorTube or on Author Instagram, whatever it's called, or Bookstagram, because I'm still fairly new and I don't have an easy time reaching out to people to be like, hey, want to collab, want to do these things? So I definitely have like a good like 3 or 4, 5 maybe people that I would call my friends here on AuthorTube or on Instagram, just on social media in general. But I also kind of still feel like I'm like the outsider, and I'm just kind of like, hi, I'm here. There are people that I look up to in this community and I'm like, I want to be your friend. Let me be your friend. And we're getting there. I'm slowly being more active on social media because that's always been a struggle for me, because I'm like, no one wants to see what I'm posting. And so I am slowly getting there. It's just taking me a little bit of time. But I am definitely so grateful that I have found this community of authors that we all cheer each other on, and it's so much fun. Like a lot of times writing can seem like this isolating activity, but definitely with like writing sprints and live streams, you feel not as alone. So I definitely would have lost this whole sense of community if I wasn't a writer. Question number 6 is, would you read as much as you do now? And I think the answer to this is I would actually read more than I do now, because right now, whenever I'm reading, I'm like, oh, I could be writing, I could be working on this project, I could be crocheting, and I could be doing this, I could be doing that. So I feel like if I wasn't a writer, I would actually be reading more because I would have more time and I wouldn't feel as guilty doing it. But I also feel like I wouldn't have found so many of these self-published books that I love if I wasn't a writer myself. Because again, being part of this community is a way to find other authors and be able to read their books. And it's so amazing to be able to support other authors and just watch them on their journey. And I love it so much. So I feel like I would read more, but I also feel like I wouldn't have found all of the self-published authors that I currently am reading. Question number 7 is, which part of writing would you miss the most? And for me personally, I have always had like story ideas floating around in my head. So I would miss the most being able to like write them out and have them down on paper so I wouldn't forget them. Because if I couldn't write them out, like I don't know what would happen. Because the way my brain works, I just have these story ideas constantly going around. And when I feel like I have formed the story in my head, that is when I start writing it down. So I don't know what would happen like if I come up with this great story in my mind and I can't write it down. Like the story would just disappear. Like, what? No, I need to be able to write that down. So like if I could turn that writer part of my brain off, that'd be weird. The thing I would miss the most, I guess, would be getting to know my characters and seeing them grow from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. I love seeing how far my characters grow in not only their own books, but in other books that they appear in, because my characters appear in more than one book. Even if it's not their book, they like appear as like side characters or minor characters throughout the other books, or they're just mentioned. And like seeing their growth is just, I love it so much. I love seeing my characters' growth. And question number 8 is, how different would your life be in general? So from 9 to 5, my life would basically be the same because I still have my day job, but it's everything after that that would kind of be a little bit different. So when I'm not at work, I spend a lot of my time trying to relax. And part of that for me is writing. Writing is somewhat of a relaxing thing for me, but it's also basically a second job. So right now I'm trying to spend a little bit more time working on doing things that are relaxing, such as reading, crocheting, playing music, watching YouTube, all of that stuff. I'm trying to do that a little bit more. And I feel like if I wasn't writing, if I wasn't actively trying to pursue writing, I would just feel less guilty about doing those things. Because right now I'm doing these things that are relaxing for me because, you know, work can be stressful. And I feel like if I wasn't writing, I would just be doing the same things, but not having to worry about, I need to write this chapter later tonight. I need to wake up early to write this chapter tomorrow. Like that type of thing. But I also feel like this huge part of my life would be gone because I really do enjoy writing stories and coming up with characters and seeing them grow, as I said before. And I don't know, I feel like personally, my life would just be very different because I wouldn't have all of these stories inside my head. I wouldn't have researched all of the things I've researched for my books. So I wouldn't know all of this information that I know. I wouldn't have found people's personal stories and drawn on those for inspiration. Like, a big part of my life would be missing if I wasn't a writer. And that's a part of my life that I want to have. So I guess, does that kind of answer the question? I think it does. And those are the 8 questions for the If I Wasn't a Writer tag. If any of you guys are watching this and you would like to do this tag, I will leave the questions down in the description below, as well as the link to Anne's video. So if you guys want to go ahead and do this tag, please let me know. I would love to see your answers for this. But that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I don't know how that became my ending tag, but somehow it did. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all hopefully next week. Bye!